Hello people of YouTube, my name is Brad. This is my channel and I'm in Orange, and this week in 3D metal model news. Fascinations or Metal Earth's website really hasn't changed from last week, and to me that's not surprising. My understanding is, if not Washington State, but at least the area that Fascinations is in is under the lockdown, stay-at-home, non-essential business quarantine that a lot of the U.S. is going through right now. I believe they are still trying to work from home, but I'm sure that limits what they can do, so there isn't anything new on their website this week. The coming soon stuff is still stuck there, and that may be that way for a while until some of this passes. However, on the other hand, P-School does actually have 3 new models on their website. I will point out that the models I'm talking about are showing up as sort of a coming soon from P-School and not available yet, but we have 3 different sort of shops. One of them is listed as a restaurant. I'm not even going to try to murder the actual Chinese name. It has 4 1/4 sheets that are about 11 centimeters by 21 centimeters. That's 4.3 by 8.3-ish inches. All of the models have the same size sheets. The restaurant has 4 1/4 of them, 215 pieces, listed as being brass, with a finish size of 13 by 8.5 by 9.5 centimeters. That translates to about 5.1 by 3.3 by 3.7 inches. The last number being the height. Difficulty rating 4 out of 7 stars. I've read the description. I think all 3 of them have the same generic description that's kind of talking about the restaurant landscape. It is a little bit nonsensical, or at least the English translation. I picked up that I believe the restaurant, there was something about wine, and there was a bit about the recreating the recreational downtown area. Another one of the shops model that's shown up is a rogue shop. Don't know what rogue shop is. My friend CodeWookie over at MetalEarthBuilder.com speculates that may have to do with makeup. I can neither confirm nor deny that. Again, same size sheets. It has 4 1/2 sheets in that model, 253 parts. Also listed as being brass. Finish size of 12 by 10 by 10 centimeters high. Translates to about 4.7 by 3.9 by 3.9 inches. And that one has also 4 out of 7 star difficulty. And then we have the pawn shop. The idea that what I think of when I think of pawn shop might not be the same thing that the Chinese culture thinks of as a pawn shop, because I've even noticed that the idea of a pawn shop changes a little bit depending on where you are in the United States. For instance, here in this area that I'm at now, there are no pawn shops, because technically pawn shops are not legal, but they do have shops that will trade certain things, but it's complicated. Anyway, the pawn shop listed as having 5 sheets, same size, 269 parts, also listed as brass. Finish size of 12 by 11 by 11.5 centimeters, translates into 4.7 by 4.3 by 4.5 inches tall. And it is 3 out of 7 stars, so it looks like it's more parts maybe, but less difficulty for the pawn shop. Interesting. Now they all have traditional Chinese architecture, kind of arched up tips on the roof. There's lanterns hanging around them. They are very, very pretty to look at, designs. Right now there's only a couple of pictures each. I think one maybe has 1 or 2 extra. It's basically a picture in a bigger size. There's not much information about them yet. I'm assuming they're going to be released sometime this month, though the date hasn't been given, and even with the date, you still got to wait at least a week before it starts showing up in things like Aliexpress. So I'm guessing later this month, towards the end of this month, they will probably be available, but right now they're not available. They're just kind of coming soon. Now, looking around on Aliexpress, I did find 3 new Microworld models. Found them in a few different shops I look at, like a New York Model Store, Magical Model Store, and Superb Toy Store. And I'll put the separate links down in the description below. But we have what I'm affectionately calling the Tyrannosaurus Death. Is a Tyrannosaurus model loaded with guns. It is, obviously very metallic. It's not like the dinosaur models that Metal Earth came out with their skeletons. So no, it's this metal machine-looking Tyrannosaurus Rex thing with just guns all over it, even in its mouth. If you look at the close-up of the face, red eyes, and a big barrel sticking out of its mouth. So I'm not sure what kind of monstrosity that is, but it is rather interesting, and it kind of makes me want to build it. We also have, and I'm not sure I'm going to get this right, but Pterosaurus. I'm also affectionately calling it Doom from Above. It looks like one of the winged dinosaurs that also loaded with guns. Also has that metallic machine look, like it's a machine or a robot. No, obviously not an actual dinosaur. Should go back. The Tyrannosaurus model, the finished size for that is going to be 24 centimeters by 13.4 by 16.2. Translates to 9.4 by 5.1 by 6.4 inches roughly. Funny enough, the color is listed as being colorful. 5 sheets, 318 pieces, 9-star difficulty. The Tyrannosaurus is coming in at about, one of the stores it was $31 US. I think that was a New York model store price that I got that from. The Pterosaurus, finished size 12.7 by 18 by 17.8 centimeters. That translates to 5 by 7.1 by 7 inches. Listed as being stainless. I think they both are listed as being stainless. Stainless, I think they say stainless metal, stainless steel. Also listed as being colorful. 5 sheets, 293 pieces, 7 stars out of at least 9, I'm guessing, and price on that one at New York Model Store was $44.98. And then also I noticed a Microworld Big Politics building. It's just a building with Chinese architecture. Neat looking little building. Doesn't look to be as complex as, say, the Peace School models I just spoke of, but neat nonetheless. Listed as being brass. Finished size of 9 by 9 by 7 centimeters. That translates to 13.5 by 13.5 by 2.8 inches. 3 sheets, 131 pieces, 3-star difficulty, so it looks like it's not a very difficult model. And the price on that one was $18.74 in the New York toy store. The other stores' prices might vary. I did not make a note of that, but feel free to follow the links yourself, or just go to Aliexpress and do a search for Microworld and the name of the model. The rest of the stores that I follow either haven't changed, or some of them seem to be getting out of 3D metal models, but that's been happening for a while. I did notice that the Super Nautilus store that I talked about the past at least 2 3D metal model news videos that had the metal head models is now closed on vacation. And from what I hear, that's kind of what happens, is the stores that carry the metal head will carry them for a short period and then disappear. So whether or not it's just on vacation, it's going to come back, I have no idea. But it follows with what I've heard. The metalheads, if you like them when they show up, grab them, because they won't last long. Now that kind of brings us to the topic of the week. And last week's topic was about the Mega R2 giveaway that I was holding. And one of the things that I asked in lieu of the giveaway is, not counting Star Wars models that are already either out, been announced, or teased from Metal Earth, what one Star Wars model would you most like to see? And I asked you to answer that as you entered by going to CodeWookie's site, and CodeWookie had a post on there. We've got quite a few entries to go over. A few people did still comment on the video itself, so I will read a couple of those. We have from Battlement: I would love Metal Earth to make an Iconics Premium Superstar Destroyer. Bonus points if the same scale as the Iconics Premium Imperial Star Destroyer. Good luck on the giveaway, everyone. And that would be fantastic. We do have a Star Destroyer. I haven't built it yet, but it's not very big. A larger size one, that sounds like that would be fantastic. Where would we put it? That would be a big model. I dare say a mega. Stephen M. I want Metal Earth to put out a Tantive 4 model. And I had to pause to make for a second there to make sure I actually knew what that was. It's what I thought it was. A Tantive 4 is that rebel ship that you see in the beginning of the first Star Wars movie, which is now considered the fourth in the series, but whatever. That would be an interesting model. A lot of thrusters to shape, but why not? That's an iconic, not iconics model, though iconics would probably be good for that. An iconic model right there. But what we're going to do now is I'm going to go to the nice little spreadsheet of the entries that were given, and CodeWookie was nice enough to organize and categorize some of the, or all of the suggestions. And I started to read this last night, and I literally stopped because I was getting rather excited at some of the stuff that I was seeing. I was chatting with CodeWookie about it. I wanted to save my excitement for this video, so a few of these I've already started reading and definitely want to go over them because there seem to be some really fantastic ideas in here. So the first category we have is figures. There were a number of different figures that were asked for, and right at top of that list we have a Kylo Ren figure. We have a Rey Leia figure. One person said Rey, and one person had said being a female builder, I'd love to see Rey or Leia. And I'm right there with you. That would be fantastic to see both or either of those. Nice to see that. Would be nice to see that added to the list of models, since we seem to be going into the figure models. We have several, I think 1, 2, 3, 4 requests for either Chewie or a Wookiee. Most people said Chewie, but one person just said a Wookiee figure. We had, it looks like a couple from the Mandalorian figures, or a Mandalorian helmet or figure. Grievous. With these new full body models, I want to see a General Grievous with lightsabers from Vicky P. Ah, that sounds like that would be pretty absolutely amazing. IG-88 Assassin Droid. That would be interesting too. One that I would be really surprised to see. Then again, I haven't seen The Mandalorian yet, but you don't see much about the IG-88 unless it's in The Mandalorian. All this time, you'd think I would just go ahead and subscribe to the Disney Channel and get that out of the way. Maybe I should do that in the next week. Rancor, a Rancor monster, or the Rancor. So there was a couple of suggestions for that. If I'm not mistaken, that is the Snow Monster? Yes, Snow Monster. I've lost where I was at. And then going down, we have Darth Vader's Meditation Chamber. That would be an interesting one to have. I only saw that a couple of times, but very interesting thought. Vehicles, we have Sandcrawler. So a couple of people mentioned wanting the Sandcrawler. One said colored Jawa Sandcrawler. Anakin's Pod Racer. A couple of people suggested that. That would be interesting to have. Quad Jumper. I just stopped and looked that one up because I didn't know what that, I've seen that, but I didn't know that's what that was called. We have Jabba's Sail Barge, ETA-2, Attic Class, and Jedi Interceptor. So Jared has suggested Jabba's Sail Barge or Obi-Wan's Star Speeder with Hyperdrive Ring. That'd be interesting. I don't see that much about those Star Speeders, and I thought they were pretty slick looking with the Hyperdrive Ring. You don't see much of that out there model-wise of any kind of models. When that, not long after that movie came back, I kind of tried to get a start back into building plastic models, and I think I got a couple of Starfighters, but they had those, but they didn't have the ring. And we have the Mandalorian's Razor Crest. Mandalorian ship. I would like to see a model of the Mandalorian spaceship from Middle Earth. The Razor Crest from the Mandalorian. I just quickly read off 4 different entries right there. The B-Wing. I'd love to see a B-Wing. You know, we got the Y-Wing. Now let's get the B-Wing. I love that. That's fantastic. Only one person suggested it, but I love that. CR-90 Corvette. I know what that is. Right, CR-90 Corvette, that's the same as the ship. The Tantive 5 was a CR-90 Corvette. Had to look that up because I'm not good with names. Republic Gunship. And there was a nice long paragraph from Albert. Something that comes to mind that I've thought about for a while would be the Republic Gunship as a model. There isn't really any of the prequel trilogy, and I think that it's time for change. It would be nice to see Metal Earth explore the prequel movies for inspiration and content for new models. Also, it would be cool for Metal Earth to give light to more ships that don't get too much attention in the movies, that the average person doesn't really know a whole lot about, like the Superstar Destroyer. I'd love to see a Superstar Destroyer too, by the way. Imagine having a huge, iconic Superstar Destroyer that has the length around that of the USS Missouri and dwarfs the already released iconic Star Destroyer. Love your videos, Brad. Keep up the awesome content. I can and have imagined a Superstar Destroyer big enough to dwarf the Imperial Star Destroyer that we already have. I have already imagined that. That would be fantastic. The bad thing about the ones that you don't hear much about is, honestly, Metal Earth is not going to make it if they don't think they can sell enough to make money. And that's, unfortunately, the way it is. But that would be fantastic to see some of the lesser known stuff come up. Rebel Nebulon B frigate. We have more listings for the Tantive 5 or CR-90 Corvette. I think the CR-90 Corvette and Tantive 5 are the same thing. If I'm not, please don't chastise me. Definitely leave in the comments down below. I'm not an expert on this, but we have a couple of different people recommended the Tantive 5 Rebel Blockade Runner. I'll have to look up the Rebel Nebulon B frigate. I bet I know what that is, and I just don't know the name. Yep, I know what that is. I think of that as the medical ship. I didn't know that's what its actual name was. But that would be absolutely fantastic. So many fantastic ideas. And we're only getting started because there's more. The Super Star Destroyer, so we've got another for the Super Star Destroyer. We've got the Venator class Star Destroyer, which was the one from Clone Wars, the movie, and the series, cartoon animated series. There is a Venator class Star Destroyer out there. It's hard to find. It's not Metal Earth. Would love to see Metal Earth do that one as well. Venator class. We've got the Star Destroyer, Super Star Destroyer. Why not? That sounds fantastic. I'm going to skip ahead here because I think I'm going to try and save the best for last. We have colored or larger classic models. So we have a suggestion for, I'd like to see more full color or larger versions of past models. Don't think you're alone with that, though. I think some of the people that would like to see that would like to see them improved when they were brought to color. It was I remember some frustration that I think it was R2-D2 and the X-Wing that were brought to Iconics, but they didn't really change anything other than add color. But to save the best for last, we have, possibly the best for last, we have something that I've heard other people talk about, and that's lightsabers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different people asking for lightsabers. I want Metal Earth to make a combination of all the lightsabers in one rack with all of the different colors. I think that'd be really cool and interesting. Luke Skywalker, and then we have from Anthony, that was from Logan, from Anthony, Luke Skywalker's lightsaber, just the metal part. Jerry, any of the various lightsabers. Ace Attorney, I would love to see a large size lightsaber. SEO, W, colored lightsabers. Richard Krull, I believe. I would like to see a detailed model or set of models of lightsabers. Each one in the movie seem to be unique with a lot of detail. They absolutely are unique and do have a nice amount of detail. And Sean Coffee, I would love to see a lightsaber series, although they would be difficult to build. So we've had several people say lightsabers, and I'm definitely on board with the idea of lightsabers. That would be fantastic. There's a lot of detail that could be brought up that most people aren't familiar with. One of the things that I've always loved about Fascinations is the detail that they bring out of stuff that I normally wouldn't get to see. I've said it in architectural buildings that I've done. I've never seen these buildings in real life. Some of them I may never, most of them I may never see in real life. But to be able to build it and have a model of it so I can look and see some of that detail is absolutely fantastic. So I think the same could be said for lightsabers made on a decent size scale so that we can actually see the detail in each one and, you know, nerd and obsess over it. I think that would be fantastic. I love the idea of lightsabers And I'm going to shock everybody to say, though, with all of these ideas, my favorite, it's not going to be the lightsabers, though it's close. My favorite is the B-Wing. I want a B-Wing. We've got the A-Wing, we've got the Y-Wing, we've got the X-Wing. We don't have a B-Wing yet. I want the B-Wing. I'm going to start mentioning the B-Wing all the time now until it comes true. That's what I did with the Y-Wing. I'm not saying I made it come true, but I want to see a B-Wing. That's my absolute favorite. I'm sad that only one person suggested it. I totally understand that multiple people suggested things like the lightsabers and the Republic gunship, or the Tantive 5 model, some of the other things, but only one person said the B-Wing, but that's my favorite idea. Maybe B-Wing, maybe the Sandcrawlers, and the lightsabers would be a close second, but I want the B-Wing. That's my favorite. So now it's time to actually announce a winner. I got so excited about doing this video and reading all of those comments that I actually had to pause the video to do a random drawing. Basically use Excel to randomly assign each entry a number and sort from smallest to largest. The person at the top with the smallest number is the winner. This is all are randomly generated. So congratulations to Scott Harrington. You have won the Mega R2-D2 model. Scott Harrington, by the way, if you're curious, had suggested the Super, or at least one of the people that suggested the Super Star Destroyer. I do love that idea. There's not really any bad ideas in this list, I don't think. Some more challenging to build than others, but when has that ever stopped us? So congratulations to Scott Harrington. I will get your package ready to be sent out here, hopefully very soon. Thank you everyone for entering. This has been fun, seeing what everybody wants as far as Star Wars models, and I'm going to see if I can't see about forwarding some of this, if not all of this the model information to Fascinations, just so they can have an idea of what to work on next. I'll have to look into that. But that brings us to next week's topic of the week. I got to figure out what I did with the information that I had. Got my laptop here, in case you're wondering. That's what I read off of my laptop with my little Transformer sticker on it. I want to continue doing the giveaways. I've given away the gift cards, give away the Mega R2, going to be sending that out soon. But I also have, over the years, I've ended up with duplicates of models, either mostly through contests that I have taken part in, and just ended up getting models that I've already built. Most of the stuff I've already built. There's a few things I haven't built yet, but I have more than one copy, so I've decided to continue and give out some of that stuff as well. And I've separated it out into 5 weeks worth of, 5 more weeks, including today, worth of giving out these models. And where I've decided to start with is one of the things that I have is 4 different Star Wars models that I've already built and put together. We have Slave One, we have the Resistance Ski Speeder, we have an AT-ST, and we have a First Order Snow Speeder. I'm going to give away 2 of those this week. Well, next week. I'm going to start the giveaway this week. We're going to announce the winners next week. I also have a slew of somewhat random models to give away as well. We have Tyrannosaurus Rex, we have Cessna float plane, we have Megatron, we have some Legends models here. I can separate these two. Porky Pig and the in color Marvin the Martian. I also just happened to end up with an extra Twilight Sparkle somehow. We've got something from the Star Wars lineup, our Star Trek lineup. I can't believe I just did that. The Enterprise D and a P-51 Mustang. I'm going to be giving these out over the next 5 weeks. But for today, this is what today's giveaway is. Code Wookie has continued to offer his assistance with this. So we're going to need, he's going to set up a blog post where he can collect the information. I need to get my laptop so we can talk about rules. This contest, this giveaway, I keep wanting to say contest. It's not a contest, it's a giveaway. It really isn't a contest. The rules though. For one, I'm opening this up to everybody. I'm not going to limit you to just having a US address. These are smaller models. They're a little easier to ship. Yes, it's going to be more expensive out of country, but I'm willing to do it. This one's open to everybody as long as I'm able to legally ship you a model. I don't know what every rule is for every country out there, but if I can send it, I will. So if you're free to enter, as long as you think that I'm going to be able to send you a model from the US, you're going to need to follow either the link in the description down below to the specific post, or just go to CodeWiki's website, his blog at metalearthbuilder.com, and look for the post related to today's video where he's going to provide another form for you to fill. I'm going to need for you to put in a name that I can announce the winner, an email address so I can contact you if there's any problem, a shipping address obviously so I can ship to you, and this is where the email is going to come important, especially if you live outside of the United States, to make sure that I format the address correctly. I may need to contact you with that. I don't want to get the address wrong. You need to answer one question just to show that you've watched this video. Should be a fairly easy question. I already know what it is, but I'm going to leave that for that post. If you've watched this video, you should be able to answer it. And the other thing is you must enter by 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Thursday, April 9th. If I'm not mistaken, CodeWiki's programmed that blog post to disappear after that point, so you have until then to enter to win these models. Now, here's the thing. CodeWiki's going to list the models that are available. You're going to want to pick your two picks for Star Wars models, 2 of the 4, and 1 of the other models for you to receive. I'm going to randomly choose a winner. That person is going to get their 3 picks out of the lot. And then next weekend, next Friday, when I announce the winners, I'm going to hold another giveaway for the remaining 2 Star Wars models, and you'll get to pick 1 of the remaining 7 other models. There's more after that. I'm just going to leave it at that. So I have more models to give away, but I'm kind of separating out. Some of the bigger names are going to come with some of the others. I've got a plan, but there's more giveaways coming. But to review, open to any address, open not just to the US, but open any address. Need a name I can call you by, announce the winners. I need an email address so I can contact you, an actual address to send it to. You'll need to enter by 11:59 Pacific Standard Time, Thursday, April 9th. You need to answer one question about this video so I know you've watched it. Pick 2 Star Wars models and 1 of the other models, and I'll announce a winner next week. Also, please do not put your address in the comments below. I've seen 1 or 2 people do that. It's not a good idea. That's not how you enter, and it's just not a good idea to put your address publicly like that where anybody can see it. That's not how we're doing this. Be safe. Don't cause yourself problems. Don't put your address, your email, any personal information in the comments down below. Little news on the shop. I'm still selling my tools. I've extended the 40% off sale for another month. However, I'm not currently printing anything new. I do still have some stuff in stock that I can sell. The colors are going to be more and more limited as they get sold, and I'm not replenishing. I've tried to have like 1 of every color, or most every color available, so I can ship off a little quicker and stay ahead of the curve. But right now my 3D printer is solely printing out frames for shields, for face shields. I've been working on that for about a week now. I've been printing out frames and trying to source some plastic to put on the frame so that I can give it to local hospitals or medical personnel or whoever needs it. There's a huge maker thing going on right now where people are 3D printing face shields and masks. I'm not doing the masks. There's a lot of controversy over how safe that actually is and whether or not you can do it right, but just a clear shield to protect you from splatter, from sneezes, I can do that. And I'm working on that as well. There's a video by 3D Printing Nerd out there with a very simple frame. I think it was designed by someone in Sweden. That's the one I'm working on. Prusa also has one as well, which is fantastic design. It's a bigger, more complicated design, more elegant design, but takes longer to print. I'm going more with the simpler to print just so I can get more out. But that's what the 3D printer, that's what it's doing right now. Just any time that I can get to it and get it started on the next one, get that one off and start on the next one. So there really isn't any time to print any new tools right now. Once this is passed, things will go back hopefully to normal. Who knows when that'll be, but that's what's going on. 40% off still going on, but it's only what I have left in stock, and when that runs out, until this pandemic situation is over, that's it. It is the beginning of a new month, and I do absolutely want to take time to thank my Patreon supporters for continuing to support this channel. I want to thank Andrew S., Chris Paskowich, George Bell, Giovanni Filardo, Hugh Morrison, Kaj Nielsen, Kamal McCoon, Ken Crowan, Kendall Fargo, Man Hong, Phil Miller, Ron at Sci-Fi Model Shop, Seth Bell, Timothy Green, Timothy Vogel, and Willie Porter. All thank you very much for supporting this channel so I can continue to do these builds and even do fun things like giveaways. I greatly appreciate it. You are paying the bills behind the scenes so I don't have to, and I can have fun with this, and I can help other people enjoy this hobby. So thank you very much for your contributions. If you want to become a Patreon supporter, there's always a link in the description down below at the end of this video, and even a link for Ko-Fi if you just want to give a one-time tip on a video. It is appreciated. Thank you very much. Thank you, as always, for watching, and thank you again to the anonymous donor who supplied the funds to be able to do the previous giveaways, the gift cards, and this Mega R2. It's been a lot of fun doing this. I really wished I could do more. I'd love to just give everybody something. But anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. As always, thank you for watching, and see you next week. Keep on, keep it on.